Orji Kalu vindicated as Supreme Court quashed the judgment that convicted and sentenced him to 12 years imprisonment. The Supreme Court on Friday quashed the judgment that convicted and sentenced the former governor of Abia State, Orji Kalu, to 12 years imprisonment. The apex court, in an unanimous decision by a 7-man panel of justices led by Justice Amina Agi, held that the Federal High Court in Lagos acted without jurisdiction when it convicted Kalu, his firm Slok Nigeria Limited, and former Director of Finance in Abia State, Jones Udeogu. It held that trial justice Muhammad Liman was no longer a judge of the Federal High Court, as at the time he sat and delivered the judgment that convicted the defendant for allegedly stealing about 7.1 billion from Abia State Treasury. According to the Supreme Court, Justice Liman had been elevated to the Court of Appeal before then, lacked the power to return to sit as a High Court judge. It held that the fiat that was issued to him by the Court of Appeal, President pursuant to Section 396 of 7 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act, was unconstitutional. Consequently, the apex court vacated the judgment and convicted the defendant and ordered a fresh trial of the defendant. On December 5th, 2019, a Federal High Court in Lagos on Thursday sentenced Orji Kalu to the court. The court convicted Kalu, now a senator, on all the 39 counts preferred against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission charge. Kalu was charged alongside a former commissioner for finance and the states, Jones Udogo, and his company, Slok Nigeria Limited. While Kalu and his company were found guilty of all the 39 counts, Udogo was convicted on 34 counts and sentenced to 10 years imprisonment. Thank you for listening to this news. Viewers, personally, I will tell you that I am not comfortable with this decision. That is Nigerian for you and the way Nigerian behaves. You see, Nigerian will never see what is wrong and stick to it. They will never stick to what they have agreed on. Are they trying to say to me now that all the allegations levied on Orji Kalu are not true? The embezzlement of 7.1 billion during his administration are not true? Is that what Nigerians are trying to say? You see, Nigerian, I said it, that Nigerian is full of trick. You see that why this man has been in prison, some persons have been pressing underground button to see to his quick release. You can see the kind of country that you are. None of these politicians have been allowed to serve their punishment completely. You see, before you know it, you will hear that he has been released. Gradually, they are now exonerating him, taking away some crimes away from him, denying him denying the fact that he never committed any of this. You see, you can see that is Nigerian for you. Before you know, they will withdraw all of the count charges levied on him and declare him free. Whereas they are not true. He may have committed these crimes. Orji Uzokalu will never tell me that he did not embezzle. He will not tell me that all that they said about him are not true. You see this country and how they behave. That is Nigerian government for you. They will never stick on their decisions. Their decisions are always wavering. It has never for one been stable. Nigerian government will tell you an A today and tomorrow what you will hear again is B. I'm not surprised. They will release him because he's one of them. The underground button has been pressed already. So they are working on his freedom. You can imagine. The judge that sentenced him to 12 years imprisonment is now declared a liar and is now seen as someone that collected a bribe. You see this country. This country can be so funny. This is why they said politicians are very dangerous set of human beings. They are people that you can never predict. You need to be careful while dealing with a politician. I'm disappointed at this decision. Orji Uzokalu would have been allowed to complete his trial, to pay for all that he has done to the people of the state. Suffer the masses, make them to starve while he siphoned their money to his personal purse. You can imagine. Now because he has been sentenced to jail, he's now acting to be a saint. That is stories that touch. I don't accept that fact. Orji Uzokalu, I will say it outrightly that you don't deserve to be released. You know that you embezzled this money. You know what you did. So stop acting to be innocent. The best thing for you to do is to remit this money back to the state and let this money be used for what it's supposed to be used for. You see, this man has not even served up to 2 years of his trial. Now they are working towards getting him released. Tell me, is that how things are being done? Is that how a person is being jailed? If it were an ordinary person, you will see that the person will be forced to complete his trial. But because he is an influential and a senator already, they have now worked out, they are now working out his release. This country, this country is the most corrupt country I've ever experienced or known in all my life. What is the big deal? Allow him to complete his trial. Allow him to pay for his sins. Allow him to experience all the pains he made the people to experience. You see, Orji Uzokalu really deserve the punishment in prison. I don't support this decision. The decision of this court. Ex-governor of Abia State, Senator Orji Uzokalu, we eventually escaped jail terms by the time his money laundering case will be for the trial at a court of competent jurisdiction. I know money answereth everything, while power dominates all challenges. He is already using his money to work his way out of jail. You may walk yourself out of jail, but you can never walk yourself out of the sight of God. God has the final say. That is Nigerian government for you. I'm not in support of that. He stole money from the state treasury. The problem I have with his government is whether the same standard is measured on others, especially northerners. If if uh, if truly the same measure that is used in monitoring his offenses is the same measure used in monitoring late Sani Abacha's case, because the kind of insult and curses northerners will be raining today for looting such amount. Oh my God. In fact, all his assets and that of his siblings must have been seized by the federal government by now. Orji Kalu whole assets supposed to have been unfreezed. I don't know. Oh shit. You see, Nigerians will know the truth, but they'll just be hiding it. So, my viewers, without much to say, I will say that Ujo Kalu should be retained. So, please, what is your comment concerning this? Don't forget to leave them behind. Click on the subscription buttons as well as bell button to receive more updates. Thank you.